Hello, students. In the previous class, we discussed your Unit 6. In that, we discussed what do you mean by data, types of data, what do you mean by RDBMS. Then, in today's class, we will see the different data types. Already, we learned in the previous class numeric, alphanumeric, and binary data type. So, today we will see date and time data type. So, for what purpose the date and time data type is used? It is used to store the date and time information. So in this date and time, there are three types: date, time, and timestamp. If you want to store only in the form of date, then you are going to use date data type. If you want to store in the form of time, we are going to use time as a data type. If you want both date and time, then we are going to use this timestamp. That is, if you want to store both date and time. Next, other data type. What is the use of this other data type? Suppose if I'll give you an example, you're purchasing something from the shop, then that person who is the owner of the shop, he will take whole information, that is what you purchased, then what is that thing you took from there, what is the price of that. Okay, so in the table he will take your whole information. That for that purpose we are going to use this other data type. In the sense that it will become as, or it will be collections of all the data types. Next we will see types of keys. So as you know, there are two types, that is primary key and foreign key. So what do you mean by the primary key over here now? Primary key is nothing but it is unique value in the table. For example, here are two tables, that is customers and orders table. So in customers table, customer ID, business name and office phone, these are the fields it's having. So in customers table, this customer ID is its unique value. In the sense, with the help of this customer ID, we can identify which customer. Okay, so that is unique value in the table. That is called primary key. Next, foreign key. Foreign key is nothing but, suppose here are two tables. One is customers and one more is orders. So here in customers table, this customer ID we are using, we are referring this in the another table, that is in orders table. So the field which is in one table, that we are referring in another table, that is called as your foreign key. So what do you mean by primary key? It is unique value in the table. So in customer table, customer ID is the primary key. For example, if I'll give you the student table, in student table, student is having roll number. So the roll number is unique value in that student table. That is primary key. And suppose student table and teachers table, we have the two tables. Teacher is using the student roll number in teachers table. Then whatever that's in teachers table roll number is, that we're taking from the student table. So the teacher is referring that roll number from the student table. That means the field which we are referring from one table to another table, that is called as foreign key. Next, we will see session 3, that is manipulating data. There are two types of languages in this, that is DDL and DML. DDL stands for data definition language and DML stands for data manipulation language. So what is the use of this data definition language? If you want to create the data in a table, that time we are going to use this data definition language. If you want to define something, or if you want to create something, if you want to change in that, then we are going to use this data definition language. So in this, common DDL statements are create, alter and drop. So when we are going to use this create statement, if you want to create a table, then we are going to use this create statement. If you want to change something in that table, in student table, if you created, if you want to change the roll number, then we are, if you want to change the roll number in that student table, then we are going to use this alter table. What is the use of this drop table now? Drop statements, if you want to delete something from the table, if you want to delete your roll number from the table, then you are going to use this drop statement. Next, data manipulation language. What is the use of this data manipulation language? In data manipulation language, we are going to manipulate the data, if you want to access something, if you want to insert something, that time we are going to use this data manipulation language. So here, as you can see, the differentiation between the DDL and DML, that is, DDL is used by database administrator to define schema. In the sense, what if you want to this DDL, it is used for database, it works like a database administrator. Next, DML is used by database user to manipulate data in a database. If you want to manipulate the data in the database, that time you are going to use this DML language. In this, DDL is used to specify a conceptual schema. If you want to specify some conceptual schema over there, then that time you are going to use this DDL language. Perform insert, delete, update in database. If you want to perform the insert or delete, if you want to delete data from the table, if you want to change the data from the table, then that time you're going to use this DML language. In exam, most of the time they'll ask you the question, differentiate between DDL and DML language. Next, DDLs ask create, alter, drop, comment and rename. If you want to create a data table, if you want to change something in the table, if you want to delete data from the table, if you want to give a comment, if you want to change the name in the table, that time I'm going to use this DDL. In that, DDL statements are coming. DML, in this, the statements like select, insert, update, delete, merge, these will come. If you want to select the data from the table, if you want to retrieve the data from the table, that time we are going to use this select query. If you want to add a data in the table, we are going to use this insert query. If you want to change something in the table, we are going to use this update query. If you want to delete something, we are going to use the delete query. If you want to combine, then we are going to use this merge query. Next, we will see creating database object. How to create the database object in your OpenOffice. So here, this is your OpenOffice software. For that, to create a table, you want Java runtime environment. So I hope you already downloaded the software. Now, if you want to create the database, just click on this database. Just click on create a new database. If you want to create a new database, you just click over here. If you want to open existing file, just click here. So I want to create a new database. I'll click here. Just click on next. Then finish. If you want to change your name, if you want to give different name for a new database, I'll give the name as database 1. Just save this. So after saving this screen will appear. In this, if you want to create a table, there are two options. One is creating table in design view. One more is creating table in wizard. First, I'll create the table in design view. So here, if you want to create the table in design view, you have to give the field name over here and you have to choose the data types from here. So for name, we are going to use the, that is text varchar. We are going to use the data type as it is a alphanumeric type. Okay. So next is roll number. So for roll number, as you know, it is in the form of number, that is numeric. So we are going to use the number, that is numeric data type. Okay. So now if you want to save this table, just click here and save this table. If you want to give the table name over here, as this is a student table, so I'll give here student and okay. This is how to create the table in design view. If you want to create the table in wizard, just click here. Use wizard to create a table. Choose the table name from here. So from here, I'll choose the customer table, and from here, I have to choose the field name. So here, I'll choose customer ID. Then I'll take first name. Then I'll choose last name. Then click on next. You just see here, if you want to change anything, you can change from here. Next, I want to choose the primary key in customer table. So I'll use the primary key, that is, I know customer ID is the primary key. So I'll select customer ID is primary key. Next, and just click on finish. Your table is created now. If you want to insert the data in this, you can insert the data. What you want to insert. Just I'll insert here XYZ. If you want to insert the second data, you can insert here. I'll give here Pallavi. and here you can give the surname. If you want to save this table, you can save. So this is your table is created now. So as you can see here, I created two tables. This table I created with the help of this design view, and customers table I created in Wizard. So now I want to run the query in this now. So as you know, create as you know, there are four queries, that is select, insert, delete and update. Select query is used to means retrieve the record from the table or to fetch the record from the table. Insert, if you want to add something in the table, then we are going to use this insert query. If you want to delete the record from the table, we are going to use this delete query. If you want to change data from the table, we are going to use this update query. So one by one how to do, we'll see. First, we'll see select query. So to run query, we are going to click on this queries, create queries, and here we have to write the select query. So as you know, the syntax of select query, as you can see here, the syntax of select query is select star from table name. In the sense, we already created table that is customers, so we have to write select star from customers. So I'll go here. Why I am writing this select query? Because I want to fetch the record from the table. I want the whole record from that customer's table. So I am writing a select query. I'll write here select start from table name. Table name you have to write in double quotes. As customer, C is capital over there. So as it is, we have to write, and finally give a semicolon and press F5 to run the query. So here it is fetching the whole record in this table. Suppose now sometimes if you want only one record from the table, you want to fetch only yours record from the table. So that time we are going to use the that is different clause, that is where clause and order by clause. So that we'll see in the next class.